Look through time, find your rhyme, tell us.
Hello and Happy New Year. We're just here again at Carnforth and we're just getting ready to set off for Bolton the Sands today and then back down to Lancaster, because we just found out last time that Hest Bank is also going to be shut now until March, so we don't want to get stuck even further north on the canal. So now we've got this weedy bit in the middle to keep moving around in, so we've got to get down there. Slightly delayed because the batteries are at 2.7 degrees, so they're not charging, and I've just found out that bioethanol also doesn't light when it's really cold. It's 3 degrees on the boat, so I can't light the bioethanol. So we're hoping that we can charge the batteries up a fair bit today, and then when the boat has warmed up a bit, when we can get the central heating on, then I can light the stove as well. What else? Oh yeah, some other things have happened on the network, but I shall tell you about those in a minute. Hello again, it's the next day, and yesterday we had a bit of a problem because we just set off for Bolton the Sands, put our heater on, and within 5 minutes it had stopped, and that kept happening all day. We couldn't figure what the problem was yesterday, so we had to go to the Royal Hotel, which is a pub in Bolton the Sands, and then stay there for the afternoon and the evening while the boat warmed itself up. The problem with the bioethanol is when the boat is really cold, it takes quite a long time to get up to temperature. Once it's got to a good temperature, it just maintains that and it's absolutely fine, but we do need the central heating to work initially. So we have a Canadian Hurricane heater, and so this morning we rang the agents in this country for them, which is at Calcutta Marina, and after chatting to them, they figured out that it might be air in the system which is preventing the hot water from going around. So later on Henry's going to try to go down and see if he can do something about that, but we need to get to Lancaster first because Hest Bank is being shut on Monday, so we have to be south of that. It's going to be shut until March, and we need diesel, and diesel derrick can't really get to us except down at Lancaster. So we're going to get there, wait for the engine to cool down, and then hopefully do something about the heater. We really need it to work because tonight the forecast is for snow all night, which we're quite excited about because we don't get it in Brighton very often, but it's going to be below freezing, and we need to stay warm. Yesterday we were fine because Chris lent us, from another boat, lent us an electric heater, and we had hot water bottles in the bed, and we're really hardy, we're used to this sort of thing, but we do need it to be going tonight, definitely. So the other thing is that those of you that are boaters will know this, but there's been a big problem on the canal system, and I'll show you on the map. So here there's a canal called the Bridgewater Canal, and it's a private canal owned by Peel Holdings. It's not owned by the Canal and River Trust. And 2 days ago there was a massive breach here at Altrincham. The water has poured out of the canal, flooded all the fields. You may have seen it on the BBC or in one of the local newspapers, but it's caused a bit of a headache really. It's such a big breach, I can't see it being fixed for the rest of this year really, which gives us a bit of a headache because we are right up here on the Lancaster Canal, and we're hoping to get off it in March or April. And our plan this year is to be right across here and to go across the wash. It's a sort of rite of passage. A lot of boats do it with a pilot on the boat, and so I'm organising a posse of people to go across in the summer. So we've got to get down past the Bridgewater Canal. This is a major network between the south and the north. This is the Manchester Ship Canal, which you can't really use. I mean, boats do go on it, but it's not open generally. So we're hoping that we don't have to go this way because this is the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, and we have to go up the Wigan flight, which is a nightmare, and it's also a very long way round. So we're hoping that we'll be able to come down to Manchester, go along the Ashton Canal and down the Peak Forest Canal, which we haven't been on, and it's supposed to be very beautiful. But at the moment, all of these canals up here have got stoppages on. Hopefully by March, this will have opened up again, and we'll be able to bypass the Bridgewater Canal and get over to the east of the country. So we'll have to see. That's the plans at the moment, but what will pan out, we're not quite sure. My turn on the tiller now while Henry warms up. So it doesn't seem like anybody knows quite why the Bridgewater has breached. It is a weak spot there apparently, and it seems like the day before there was a surge of water. There's been an extraordinary amount of rain up here. Everywhere is absolutely sodden, and there's nowhere for the water to go anymore. And I think there was a surge of water down the Bridgewater, and then probably the weight of it has just breached the bank. It doesn't seem like it's ever going to stop raining here, and I think there's been an extraordinary amount of rain for the last 18 months or so. Storms just keep coming through and dumping so much water. And the land just can't dry out, so I guess that's what's happened. Henry has been down in the engine bay for hours. He's been testing this and testing that, and he's found air in the system finally, several lots of it, and now it's been running for at least 5 minutes without going off. And the radiators are warming up. God, he's a clever thing. Sunday morning, and we're toasty warm on the boat. The heaters continue to work really well, and we had it up really hot yesterday to dry out any moisture, so it's been really nice. The expected snow has gone everywhere except here. I think we're very close to the sea, so there was a bit of slush on the roof this morning, but you can sort of see out there there's no snow around. It's cold and it's a bit rainy, but disappointingly no snow. And so, because of the disappointing lack of snow in Lancaster, I had a look at the bus timetables and realised if I ran, there was a once an hour bus going to Kirkby Lonsdale, and I was sure there'd be snow there. And looking out the window, there was plenty of it. In Kirkby Lonsdale, we went to have a look at the old army surplus shop that had burned down just before Christmas. It was a horrific fire, and it's going to take a long time to sort this out, I think. And then we went into the vault, which is in the Tourist Information Office, and it has this wonderful mini histories of all the people who have influenced Kirkby Lonsdale and histories of things that have happened there. If you're ever there, it's totally worth going to see. It's very innovative. You pick up an object, you put it onto a point on the desk, and all of a sudden this comes up.
For England and for King George.
Well, we've just got back to the boat, and I was just about to make breakfast for tomorrow and dinner for tonight and lunch for tomorrow, and the inverter has stopped working. So Henry's back in the cupboard trying to sort that out. In the meantime, I'm using a camping gas. I'm having to do the dinner in stages, and I've got tomorrow's soup cooking on the stove, so that's going. And my smoothie, I'll either have to use a potato masher and make a smashy instead of a smoothie, or I'll have to take it along to Chris's boat and borrow a bit of electricity, which I'll probably do because it'll be quicker. There's always something, eh?
Oh yeah, I got the inverter fixed last night. It turned out to be, well, both two DC fuses feeding the inverter from the batteries, and they both blown. So I'm guessing that one went originally, and then the other one obviously couldn't cope with the current load, so they both blew. 150 amp mega fuses is what they were. So I've got some new ones on order now.
Luckily you had one spare, eh?
Yeah, I did actually, yeah. Luckily I had a couple of spares, in fact, so I wouldn't go on one of these boats without spares.
Anyway, that's it for this week. All the problems sorted out for now, and we're just about to run off to the station. So have a good week, everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, and just before we go, I want to say a massive thanks to Terry, one of our viewers, who turned up the other day after meeting us on the train to Carnforth with this wonderful solid boat hook which came from his mum's old boat, which can replace our homemade one, which is rather thin and weedy. So thanks, Terry.
What you have to show. Won't you come and say if you know the way to blue? Have you seen the land